It's time for the Daily Stand Up Podcast presented by Agile Dad with your host, Lee Henson. Without any further ado, let's get started. All right. So I had someone just ask me this week about the stable framework again. And stable is something that's relatively new. Actually, it's been around for a little while, but it's getting relatively popular now, I guess is the best way to put it. So I thought I'd dedicate a podcast episode this week to the world of stable. And the question I got from one of our listeners, from one of our subscribers, they asked me point blank, is stable an acronym? And my first response was no, stable's not an acronym. I said, that's silly. Stable's not an acronym. And then the more I thought about it, I said, why couldn't stable be an acronym? So let me tell you a little bit more about Stable. So Stable Framework was the brainchild of Mike Berry. Mike Berry and I are dear friends. And what I can tell you is he's probably one of the most smart people I know. He's incredibly intelligent. And when he describes Stable, he describes it as an Agile framework. It's a framework that fits right into Agile, but it blends traditional project management, quality management, and Agile framework together. And it works especially well in regulated industries like finance, healthcare, government, anything like that. Stable is your jam. It's going to work a lot better than any kind of hybrid model you could ever use. Anywhere where you have any kind of regulations, compliance, guidelines, regulatory, those are the types of places where stable rocks. Anything that makes it challenging to implement basic agile methodologies, where you have a combination of lean concepts and a combination of quality management that's gone awry, and you're trying to implement agile, and it's just all these different irons in the fire. That's where stable really thrives. It's a structured approach to doing agile, but it's not heavyweight like some of the other scaled frameworks, which is pretty neat. So, by the way, Mike, please forgive me, but I hope you like what I came up with for an acronym for stable. So I was sitting here thinking, what words describe stable the best to me? And the first, the S was for secure. So secure means that the framework provides a secure environment for the team to work in. This is especially important if you're working in DoD or data privacy or any place where healthcare, where you have HIPAA requirements, or banking or finance, any place where you need something that's agile, but you're looking for something that's just more secure and has security built in. Stable is going to be your jam. The T is traceable. The framework makes certain that we keep a system of record for everything that we do. And they talk about kata cards, and it still uses things like user stories, requirements, test cases, all the things that you typically think of, but it also has a quality management component built in. And that makes it traceable. And that's what makes it awesome, because you always have a system of record for all the things that are happening. It helps with accountability. So the A is for accountable. The framework ensures that everyone on the team is accountable for their work. And that means there are clear roles and responsibilities, and everyone knows what they need to do to contribute to a project's success. Unlike some agile frameworks where there's minimal roles or where there's too many roles, stable tends to have the right number of roles. And instead of roles, they tend to focus more on accountabilities, which is awesome. The B in stable stands for business value focus. So this means that the team is focused on delivering high quality, and that's business value. And business value, we have to remember, is a combination of customer value, technical value, and strategic value. So if you put those three together, that's going to give you a business value. And everything that the team does should be aligned with the project's goals and objectives. Let's go with the L. How about legally compliant and lean? I like both of those. It ensures the team's doing legally compliant work because it ties into all applicable regulations and laws, but it also makes sure that there's no waste. It helps you see things from a lean perspective, which is amazing because it's kind of the brainchild of, if lean got together with the legal department and said, yeah, let's make this happen, it would be the child of those two. And what I can tell you is it's a good looking kid. In many places, we hear about hefty fines or legal repercussions, or we hear about things being overweight and bloated, and we hear about unnecessary meetings and people hating Agile because there's too much time spent in meetings. Stable solves that with making things lean. Speaking of lean, the E I threw out there is for efficient. The framework ensures that everything you're doing is efficient and effective. It means that there are clear processes and workflows in place to ensure that the work's being done in the most efficient way possible, that people are happy, and that you're actually producing things that make sense. So, in conjunction to figuring all of this out, if you pull it all together, what do you have? The stable framework is based on agile principles of collaboration, flexibility, and continual improvement. It provides a structure for agile that takes into account the unique requirements of regulated industries. In conclusion, stable is awesome. It's an agile framework specifically designed for regulated industries and for people who are doing difficult things where hybrid models just haven't worked. It provides a structured approach to agile. It takes into account unique requirements of these types of industries, and it's based on the agile principles of collaboration, flexibility, and continual improvement. It provides a secure, traceable, accountable, business value focused, legally compliant, and efficient environment for the teams to work in. And it helps everyone, no matter what walk of life you're in, understand that Agile doesn't have to be for dummies. There you go. That's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed this episode about Stable. If you have more questions about Stable, feel free to reach out to us. Learn more at agiledad.com. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.